Welcome to my Decan Walk. If you're new to this series, you may want to begin with the introductory video, linked below. Over the past 10 days, the Sun has been moving through the first decan of Gemini. Today I'll share a few reflections on what I observed during this period. This decan, Gemini I, is ruled by Jupiter and corresponds to the Eight of Swords in the Tarot. However, the sign of Gemini as a whole is ruled by Mercury and is the first air sign of the zodiac. Here we move into a realm of ideas. Following on from the fiery, initiatory energy of Aries and the groundedness of earthy Taurus, in Gemini we are presented the abstract, the infinite. The physical world is still there, but the mind expands to see possibilities everywhere. Gemini multiplies. One idea becomes two, two become 10. Possibilities branch outward almost infinitely. Just as there is a certain immaturity or naivete that can be found in the first decans of Aries and Taurus, Gemini I offers so many possibilities, basically everything, that it can lead to analysis paralysis, or not being able to choose just one of the possibilities. Many people understand the card associated with this decan, the Eight of Swords, in this way. As someone who has meditated twice daily since 2009, I see it differently. In the card we see a woman who is bound and blindfolded, surrounded by 8 swords which are standing erect in the mud. I see this as a card of meditation, of almost transcending the world outside to focus on the infinite inside. In other words, the card feels more ascetic to me than an imposition from outside. The combination of Jupiter, the decanic ruler, and Mercury, the ruler of Gemini itself, points towards something rich. The realization that your mind can open entire worlds. You can do anything if you put your mind to it. When we move into the second decan of Gemini and the ruler changes to Mars, we will out of necessity need to cut away some of the possibilities. And when we enter the third decan of Gemini, ruled by the Sun, we will want to focus. But here, infinite possibilities are open to us. At this stage, I think it's premature to close doors too quickly. Gemini I asks us to explore first. In other words, go ahead and explore what and where you want. A couple of days into this decan, on the 22nd, the Sun was conjunct Uranus. Then on the 26th, the Sun was trine Pluto. This morning, just prior to the Sun moving into Gemini II, there was a full moon in Sagittarius. I find these aspects quite poetic. A meeting with the unexpected, a strong support for transformation, and the opposition, or duality, of big-picture philosophical thinking and a quiet inward journey. Before I had even registered that we had entered Gemini on the first morning after the change, I felt a strong pull to start learning a language. I've studied many languages in the past and have lived abroad for about 11 years. But I felt the urge to get back into it. Then I remembered that we had just entered Gemini. At first I considered starting multiple languages. I quickly realized the synergy of the sign change and thought that even if I don't continue studying all of them, why limit myself prematurely? In the end, I did decide to focus on just one for now. That evening I was inspired to begin creating a new music piece. My mind has been extremely active during this period as I work through the infinite possibilities of where my life can go from here. That's my reflection on Gemini I. As the Sun now moves into Gemini II, I'll begin observing a new phase. I'd be curious to hear what you noticed during this period.